trips that you plan for the next whole week. Bands too long for a nigga so cheap. And flex OD, sex OD. You got it, girl, you got it.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome. If you're new, I want you to come in, get cozy, because today we're doing another episode with Chats with Daoni. As you can see, we do have a special guest. Welcome, Sarai, everyone.
Thank you, Boo.
How are
Hi,
you?
guys. Hey, guys.
So in today's episode, we're going to do kind of like an interview, I guess, slash podcast style. Gonna just jump right into some juicy questions and see where the conversation takes us. So before we get started, just wanted to let you introduce yourself, your businesses, where you're from, social media platforms, and all your handles.
Okay. So, hi guys. My name is Sarai. My social media platforms you can follow me on Instagram at lovelyrai, LOVELYRAII, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as these, which is Sarai Has Sense. I talk about all things fragrance and luxury and some things lifestyle, if that is your type of thing. And you guys, I have an adult toy business. You can shop there. You can go to www.toysforplay.net. You can rent my car on Turo. So I have a car rental business as well. So if you need a rental and you are in the Philadelphia area, you need delivery to your home, to the airport, call your girl. I am on Turo. And you guys, I am from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but I was raised in Philadelphia, and we are here.
First off, let's just start off with giving a round of applause for a woman with multiple streams of income because...
And I do have a job.
Period. Let's just get right. Let's just appreciate that because, yeah.
Period.
So, just to jump right in, just going to do some questions. So I created some questions because, I like to conversate. I like to dig deep into people's minds, see how you think, how you feel about certain situations. So just created some questions and see where the conversation takes us. So the first question, like I said, these are random questions. The first question I thought was a good question because a lot of people seem like they don't know exactly what it is nowadays. The first question is, what is friendship to you?
So, friendship to me is longevity. So longevity, being there for someone, like through the ups and the downs. Friendship is kind of like any relationship that you're gonna have. It's just like not. I mean, of course, it has its own, sector or whatever, because it's not like you're in a relationship with your friend, but it's still some type of relationship. So I just feel like longevity, being there through the ups and downs. You guys are gonna go through things, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But I just feel like as long as you guys can always come back and
respect,
I don't know, just come back and be, I don't know, just there for one another, especially in like those really like hard times. I think that's what makes friendship.
I definitely feel like it's not always about the play. Now, I am a firm believer that it's different friendships for different people. I feel like people don't know the difference of like, there's a church friend, there's a club friend, there's a when you're down on hard times friend. Like, different people understand different times of life and stuff like that. So I feel like that definitely plays a major part when creating friendships and stuff like that. Now, I do also believe, as crazy as it sounds, it should be one friend that's able to go through everything with you. Yeah. But I think that people need to know the difference of also friends and acquaintances.
Okay, yeah. So I can agree. Like I think when you asked me that question, I thought about a friend who could be there through all of that. So that's why I said like just longevity, ups and downs, like knowing y'all gonna probably go through small stuff as friends, but like no matter what, y'all always gonna be tight, and like no matter what, it's always gonna be like a place where y'all gonna be able to come together and
absolutely
resolve it all.
Okay, so since that's your definition of friendship to you, what expectations, I guess this would be the same thing, what expectations do you have for friendship?
Yeah, so I think that, like I said, us being there, oh my God, like I hate arguing with my friends, I'm not gonna lie. And I just feel like if we are gonna have a disagreement, it shouldn't get to a point where like we throwing blows or we like really like calling each other like out of each other's names and stuff. I really don't like that. I am a firm believer of like not like I don't know. Like
it's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. But to take it far, I don't know. I just think that my expectations for friendship is again being there for each other. Definitely like none of the fist fighting and like I'm not one of those friends. You know what I'm saying? I think that if we get to a point where we throwing blows, like that's not. I don't know, like that's not friends. No, like you know what I'm saying? So, like you said, being able to agree to disagree and kind of just come back and I don't
snap right back like it never even happened.
Exactly.
All right. So the next question, if you can go either 5 years back into the past or 5 years forward into the future, which would you choose?
I think I would choose 5 years into the future.
That's a great answer. Yeah. Like, whatever happened in the past, it happened.
And that's literally my reason. Like, I'm trying to see what, like, I would love, like, I know what 5 years ago looked like. So, like, I would love to see what 5 years
in the
from
future,
now
definitely, because
so
I would regret nothing.
Yeah.
It happened. It was meant to happen. It either was a lesson learned or a blessing.
Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't go back. I would definitely go into the future. Like if I could just get a quick sneak peek, 5 years from now, I'll be like so excited and just anticipating to get there. Exactly.
I know what to plan for. I know how to go about living my life for the next 5 years, so I can be exactly where I'm supposed to be in the next 5 years. Exactly.
What she said, y'all.
All right. Like I said, these questions are a little all over the place. But I feel like those are the best conversations. So, does religion play a big part in your decision making when it comes to dating?
So, if I'm being 100% honest, religion did not play a big part, especially like growing up and stuff like that, or like being in high school and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna lie, like religion did not play a big part in like who I was choosing for a partner. Now that I'm older though, and we almost like 10 years out of high school, like what we was talking about.
Literally was just saying.
I know we was just saying that. Like now that I'm older, I do need like my husband to be a religious man. I think having God first in your however you may call him to God, Allah, Jehovah, he has 99 names, so to each his own, but as long as you have him like in the middle of like your family, your relationship, I feel like everything kind of like goes smoothly. So me being older, I definitely do feel like my man like definitely like has to believe in Allah, and we have to put like Allah first.
I definitely think it helps build a stronger foundation.
Exactly.
It definitely helps build a stronger foundation. If everybody in the house is on the same page, then it makes it go way, like you said, way more smoother.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a great answer. So, jump around a little bit since you've seen the question. So get your mind thinking. In one sentence, what would you tell your younger self?
Oh my God.
One sentence.
What would I tell my younger self?
Think hard, because
it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Because I went through a lot, you guys. Like, I went through a lot in life, period. And so, like, at times when I was young, I used to feel like I would never, like, I don't know, just escape what I was going through, or I wouldn't get through what I was going through, or I would be more than what I was then, because I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be okay. Like, whatever you're going through, it's going to be okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to know that it's always a rainbow at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly. And that's why I said, too, I would go 5 years in the future. Just so I can get that, like, okay, it's going to be okay. Like, all right, that's what I'm working towards.
Even though it might not make sense now, it's all for a reason. It's going to make sense.
Exactly.
I like that. Because most people don't feel like that. So it's good to know that somebody has that in their mind, like, I got to keep going.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Good. How much of a role does money play in your relationship when dating? Like, meaning, do you prefer to make more money than your significant other, or would you date someone who doesn't have a job? Okay, hold on, because that's a crazy question. That's a crazy.
That's like
question.
2 questions.
So all right, so let's break it up into parts.
Okay.
So, how much of a role does money play when dating?
Okay, so money plays a role in the sense of like, oh my God, and I hope so many people watch this. Y'all, like we are living in 2023. We are living in a world where like you need money to survive, right? So like I need people to understand that like when you wake up in the morning and you cut your light on, money. You go and grab no, for real, like I want to break it down. You go and grab your toothbrush, which costs money, and your toothpaste, which costs money, to brush your teeth, cut that water on, that costs money. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's expensive
just
to be alive.
Everything, yeah. Like you go to wash your face with a rag that you had to buy with money. So it's just like money is important to have as a unit in a relationship. Now, am I a person who feel like we should put a price on certain things? No. I think anybody can live their rich life, if that makes sense.
Right.
I think anybody can live their rich life. I just think it's about like, as long as you have, y'all are coming together, and like if you have a partner and y'all have a household and y'all are coming together and like paying the bills and still traveling and making it happen however y'all make it happen, and that's y'all rich life, then like do that. But I would never condone anybody not like making an income, or I don't know, like I'm not a fan of like people sitting around and just waiting on a miracle. It don't work like that. Money definitely plays a role because we need it to survive. I don't put any numbers on it. I don't think that you have to make this certain amount in order for me to mess with you, or like I'm not one of those type of people. But at the same time, we do need some type of income in the home.
Now, I feel like to go off of that, like you said, we're in 2023. Let's be realistic. Social media is not real. When we say you need money basically to be alive. You need money to be alive, but you need money to be happy.
Yeah.
You don't have to go do what Sarah, Bob, John, Lucy, and everybody else is doing because that's what makes them happy. That might not be what makes you happy.
Exactly.
So I feel like it all comes based off of what makes you happy. If what you're doing right now, you're making money and it's enough for you to be satisfied and happy, that's good for you.
Yep. And you're maintaining. That's good. Like that's good. But I do think that money. It's important to have money. We definitely need money to survive. Mm-hmm. That's definitely how you make anything happen in this world. So we can't just keep living in this like delusional, I don't know, fantasy where like. I don't know. I don't know.
It's scripted. It's so scripted.
Yeah, and
social
then
media is brainwashed.
Yeah, and then like I said, some of the women get on these podcasts and stuff, and they be like, they don't, you gotta make like $100,000 for me to date you. Like I don't know.
You don't even make $100,000. Like
like I'm just not one of those people. Like I said, it's not really about the amount for me, but just as long as we are maintaining our home. We're not like backed up and behind and all of that good stuff, and we're able to just maneuver however we want to maneuver. We're good.
Now, I also feel like let's not fake the image.
Right.
I feel like that's like going off of the money situation. Like you can make money, but like I said, if you're making enough money for you to be satisfied with what you're doing, great. But let's not act like we're making so much money, but you behind on your bills, but you walking around with all the name brand stuff.
Yes.
And then you on trips, but you come home and you asking people for money because you ain't got no gas.
Light bill, lights off.
Food, nothing. Like I feel like that definitely, like I said, is a part of social media brainwashing people. Like it's okay to miss out on that going out on Fridays. It's okay to miss out on that trip. Just stay above water. Stay average.
You can be average. Being average is okay.
It's okay. It's normal. It's
yes. Most of us are average.
Most people are average.
Yes, that's why. I mean, honestly, that's why we are kind of broken into sectors, or like you got a group of people who you would consider famous, but outside of those people that we see on Instagram or TV or whatever the case may be, all the rest of us are average. So it's more people in the world that are average than are famous. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
now, if you like to splurge on yourself every now and then, you are more than welcome to splurge on yourself, because at the end of the day, you ain't got nobody to answer to but yourself. So if you're okay with missing out on 2-3 meals because you wanted that bag,
that's fine.
That's fine. That's
more power to you.
More power to you. Like, it's perfectly fine. So yeah, I really like that. So basically, to go off that question, would you prefer to make more money than your partner, or are you okay with making more money than your partner? Like, does that play a role in decision making when dating?
I think. Oh my god! I hope I don't get no smoke for this. I don't know. Oh my god. Let me think about how I'm going to answer this question. So
now, to go into detail, like to break it up for you a little bit, like when I say that, I mean like, say you met your partner and he was making like a lot, but then life happened, he get knocked down 2 or 3 notches, and he making something completely different. Now, does that take into effect when it comes to dating? Like, you're making more to him in the moment, like,
yeah, see, no, right? Because like, and then I would be a hypocrite to say yeah, because I just said like the amount really doesn't matter to me, right? So, and I mean, I still kind of stand by that. I feel like as long as we are making enough, like even if you, like you said, if you get knocked a couple $1,000s down in your wages or your yearly income because of whatever, that's fine. Like if I'm making it to cover those 2 notches that you got knocked down, then why not? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's all about a partnership.
Exactly. I'm about to say the goal is not to beat my partner down, right?
No competition.
So, yeah, I feel like we all are like always trying to be in competition with our partners, or always like, oh well, I don't know, because he's the man of the house, he should make this certain amount. I just don't like putting, I don't know, just like super crazy. I don't want to say expectations, because like I said, I expect a man to have an income. You know what I'm saying? I expect him to be able to provide the basic necessities and things of that nature. But I just don't want to beat a man down if he does get down and he's not able to do that right in the moment. Like, we got to be able to be partners and build this thing back up.
No, absolutely. And I feel like it's all about where you are in the moment.
Yeah.
Just as much as he had it at one point,
and
he
that
can
moment,
spin around and get right back to it. Like you said, it's never a competition with your partner. So whether you making more or less, I feel like as long as y'all both making money, if anything was to happen, y'all both able to cover whatever.
Exactly. Somebody can cover something. Yes.
It's good. No, absolutely. I definitely agree. Not like this. I guess you answered that. Would you date someone who doesn't have a job or is not financially stable? That's a crazy question, but
no, I would not date you if you don't have a job and if you aren't somewhat financially
bringing
stable.
in some type of income. Yes, like, I don't even care if you don't DoorDash.
Yeah, I don't. Like I'm really not.
Trying.
I'm really not picky. Like, do something though.
Yeah, you're
like
trying.
Something.
Yeah,
like trying. You cannot be like.
Ain't no way I'm getting up every morning. You watch me get up and go to work and that's it. And you just laying in bed all day.
No,
like that's no house husbands.
That's not the verdict, sis. So like, definitely, I would not date a man who doesn't have any type of income or no. Because you wouldn't. I mean, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't say you wouldn't date me, because people always say they bring girls from the bottom and stuff like that. But
that's
I just feel like in 2023, I'm just not the type of girl to not have a job or to come to you with nothing. So you can't come to me with nothing.
Dating shouldn't even be on your mind. Yeah. It shouldn't even be a thing.
Exactly. Like, if you don't have any money, you shouldn't even be thinking about
what are you doing? Exactly. There's a lot of people out here that need to get their mind right. So basically, just to jump into making sure, like, I like to ask, where's your mental? Like, how are you mentally?
Me right now, I am doing okay. Like, I'm doing okay. I need to stop letting people affect my energy. I think that I let certain people affect my energy that just don't deserve it. And I think that I need to start protecting my energy a little bit better and a little bit more. But my mental is all right. I'm doing all right.
That's good. Okay, that's good. So to go off that,
thank you for asking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because
it'd be a lot going on, so you never know. So
absolutely.
thank you.
I feel like a lot of people, not saying anyone in general, but I feel like a lot of people wear a smile, and enough people don't ask, like, how are you? Like you said, everybody, I don't care who you are, people are going through real life stuff, and you will never know. Like, I like to ask people how their day's going. Are you okay? Hold the door open for people. You just never know what people is going through. So I feel like it's really important to just, even if, because most people are not gonna sit here and say, listen, I done everything that happened yesterday. They'll say I'm okay, but they'll look back after it later and be like, nah, you asked me how I was doing. That's enough. Yeah. So I feel like it's really important to just check on people. Yes. Just absolutely. Let people know you care. Let people know you're thinking about them. So I think that's really important. How do you feel about therapy in the Black community?
So I grew up in foster care, you guys, and when I was in foster care, I went to therapy. And this was only when I was in foster care, because I've never did therapy after that. When I was younger and I was doing it, and I'm just giving my honest opinion as a Black person who did therapy, I thought that it was very, like, I don't know, I felt like that person didn't really understand, like, what I was going through and things like that. But I do think that in the Black community, it's important for us to do therapy, because we have a lot of trauma in our community. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody, like, not only do we have trauma from just us, and I mean, like, us being Black people, like our skin color. Like, I'm talking about everybody. Yeah, everybody has their own stories too within that story. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I just feel like a lot of people in the Black community go through so much, and we just feel like people don't understand us, so we choose not to talk to people.
Just shut down.
Yeah, and we choose to shut down. But I would suggest, like, if you are going to go out there for therapy or anything like that, to, like, really do your research. If you're feeling like you need someone who is of our complexion, do your research. Like, you know, like however you're feeling, just do your research. You don't have to go to somebody that you feel uncomfortable with, but definitely try to go to someone that you feel like extremely comfortable with, and like that just understands you, even if it's just a little bit. Because I definitely understand us going into a room with a therapist who is just doing their job and kind of like just making it seem like they know what you're going through, when in reality they've like never.
They could care less.
They're just there for the check. Absolutely. So but I think we definitely need therapy more in the Black community. Like, I felt good when I was in foster care. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it was, even though I felt like she didn't really know me like that, it was nice to talk to somebody like, just to get it out.
Know you, somebody that, not gonna say don't care, but somebody that is there for one thing and one thing
to hear you and not to judge you.
A lot of people that we, that love us, that care about us, that knows us personally, they be listening more to respond and not listening to,
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, like, I feel like that does play a big part. But just to go off of what you said with therapy, it's so much more of a bigger world in therapy that I feel like Black people don't really know about. Like you said, doing your research. It's ways you can take, like, surveys where they'll ask you what you're looking for in therapy.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
What you expect to get out of therapy. Are you looking for a religious therapist?
Exactly.
So I definitely think it is really important for you to do your own research based off you as a person, because who might refer you, that therapist might not be
good for you.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's so many different worlds in the therapy community that I feel like we should look more into, being Black people, because I feel like it doesn't get talked about as much as it should. Like, if you go ask multiple Black people, do they think therapy is a good idea? They'll say no, because why do I need to talk to you? Which is crazy, because you need to talk. You can't hold everything in, because if you hold everything in, you will explode.
Exactly.
So I definitely think it's really important for Black people, anybody, to do therapy.
Exactly.
Because you just never know what you'll get out of it. And
but especially in a Black community, definitely go get some therapy.
Right.
Have somebody to talk to. Go talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
Like, we all need somebody to talk to.
We sure do. And it might not be who you're talking to now, because they might not have the answers that you need, not even what you're looking for, the answers that you need.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's important. How is it being a entrepreneur, like running your businesses? How would you say that is for you?
Oh my goodness, that is like it's easy, but it's hard, but it's like I don't know. Every day I'm just going through it. Yeah, I'm just taking it day by day. I'm going through I'm going with the businesses every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, however Toro is doing at the time, which is my car rental business, you guys, like, I'm just going with the flow. Like, but right now, and honestly, kind of always, Toro is doing really good. Like, my car rental business is always pretty good. Toys for Play is always up and down. Like, that is what's really up and down. So, like, just know, you guys, that with being an entrepreneur and, like, running your own business, it's never gonna, like, the consistency, like, you know, like, well, first of all, consistency is key to get people, like, engaged and all of that good stuff in your content and what you're selling and all of that good stuff. It's important that you're posting often and, like, you're just always putting it out there so that people know, like, okay, she has this, she has that, whatever the case may be. Always try, like, you know, like, good marketing. Like, I've tried everything under the sun, though. So, like, everything that I'm telling you guys, I've tried under the sun. And it's just, like, sometimes things are up and then sometimes things are down. But that's just how it is when you're building a business. I just feel like as long as you keep going, you know, you'll be all right. So, I'm still going. The websites, my websites are still up. And, yeah, you guys can still shop always.
That's, like you said, that's great, because I'm not an entrepreneur, but, like, even, like, with the YouTube lifestyle.
Yeah.
Promote.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing of it all. Like,
yes.
I feel like one thing I learned, I took from someone I seen, like, wear your business like a billboard. Like, you're the billboard for your business.
Exactly.
You just got to promote. Nobody's going to know about your business if you're not promoting
Exactly.
it. So I feel like that is, like, a great part of being an entrepreneur, content creator, everything. You just gotta promote what you're selling.
Exactly. All the time.
Right.
All the time.
So, just to start off, like, I feel like a conversation that we had a few weeks ago, just to jump right into a conversation I feel like makes a lot of people uncomfortable would be, how do you feel about how society portrays single mothers to be such a thing that needs to happen? Like,
right. So, oh my God, I do not like this stuff, sis. Like, so we all follow the celebrities and everybody and just all the people who basically do turn, like, I mean, I'm talking about people like Krishan, I'm talking about people like, unfortunately, Jada, like, you know, just people who end up like single mothers or just being like the ones who are the main parent that's taking care of the child. It's like, I don't agree with it at all. Like, okay. I think
before we get into this topic, because you know people are sensitive.
Yes.
I don't have any kids.
I do.
Sarai has kids, so yes. I feel like she can speak on this topic.
Yes.
We don't care what y'all decide to do as parents. We're just speaking our opinions.
Yes.
Either coming from single households, single parent households, being in situations where people are single parents, or dealing with situations where people are single parents. We're not coming at anyone. What you choose to do with you, your family, your kids is what you choose to do with you, your family, and your kids.
Yes.
Just wanted to make that known.
Yes, disclaimer. So, but me personally, you guys, I don't agree with it, sis. I don't agree with a child growing up in a household that is like one parent household. So whether it's just the mom or just the dad. So how about we put it out there like that? Because I know it's a lot of single dads and stuff out there too. But I don't agree with a child being raised in a household as a single, I mean, you know, in a single parent household. I do feel like sometimes us women, especially nowadays, you get a lot of red flags from a guy you might be dating or something like that, but you still kind of like go into whatever situation you go into with him,
right, and
you still wound up having a child. And I just think that us as women, I think we need to start paying attention a little bit more to the red flags, and so that we're not putting ourselves in these situations with these guys who we know either like don't want the kid or don't really want to take care of the child, or don't never really had any intentions on being serious with you,
right,
to the point where you guys need to be having a child.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That makes complete
I
sense.
think a lot of people in our generation, we are free with having children. But like when it comes to
not knowing the consequences that comes with
having
children.
or we just so free with it. But then when it comes to somebody maybe asking you like, oh, well, when do you want to get married? And, oh, I'm never getting married. Then but you had a whole child, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I think that a baby, I mean, you committing to a person, that's a less responsibility than you committing to another basically human being that regardless of what you and this person might go through, you have to provide for them, take care of them. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. No, absolutely.
I just feel like we put too much okayness on the single parent homes, especially the single mother homes. And I just don't agree with it. I think that a mother brings nurture, and I think that a father brings stability and dominance. So I think that as parents, both of you guys bring sectors that a child needs in order to develop.
Okay, now to go off of that, so just me in my situation, I grew up in a 2-parent household. I grew up with a stepfather. So I feel like it is very important to grow up in a household with a step-parent, 2-parent household, period. But I also feel as though, some people's situations might be different. You might have tried and then you realize that it didn't really work out. So to each his own. Yeah. But like she said, going off what you said, like, pay attention to the red flags.
Yeah.
If the person is telling you they don't want a child, even though I feel like you can't say, oh, I don't want a child, but then you're doing what comes with creating a child.
Yeah.
That's contradicting. But like, pay attention to the red flags. If they're telling you they don't want a child, don't have sex with them. Yes. Don't create that child. Don't put yourself in a situation where you feel as though you can end up in a situation to be a single parent.
Yes.
But I feel like where we go wrong at in this generation is it's a generational curse.
Yeah.
You think being a single parent is okay because you watched, your mom be a single parent, your grandma be a single parent. You watch other people around you be a single parent, so you think that is the norm.
Right.
So I feel like that definitely does play a important part in creating a household for your kids. Like, we need to break this generational curse to make people think that that's normal. Like you said, like, y'all more worried about having kids than you are creating a bond with a person to be able to create kids,
create
to raise
children.
correctly.
Exactly. And like I said, I think we are more okay with having kids nowadays than we are with really, like, I don't know, building a foundation first before we can even create more little people like us that we are responsible for literally for the rest of their lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? So me personally, I love having a 2-parent home like I am with my son's father. We are a 2-parent household. I love him dearly. He does a lot for our son, and I do a lot for him. Like, I just think that him having both of us, though, it just makes him, I don't know, the type of kid that he is. You see how he is.
Well
he's not,
together.
He's well behaved. Yeah, he's respectful. Yeah. It's like sometimes, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but when you have a single parent household, it's just, it's not always the best thing for the child. And I'm not saying that if you are a single parent, whatever happened in your situation, I'm deeply sorry. And definitely kudos to you, because being a single parent is extremely hard. It's extremely hard. You know what I'm saying? But we all have choices. So I just want people to know that, like, no matter what, like, just make sure you're always making the right decision. You know what I'm saying? And, guys, this is no shade, but, like, grow up. So, like, if you are out here and you're having children and, like, or like she said, it's a guy that really don't want to have kids. Like, if you're going to, have dealings with him, he can't be, he can't do he can't dump. Like, it's just certain things that we can't let happen. Hop off. Like, just grow up and hop off. There's no need for you to, you know what I'm saying?
Especially when you'll be mad when you're in a position of being a single parent. Exactly. You let it happen to yourself. So to avoid all that, move on.
Yes.
To the next, figure it out.
Use protection.
Use protection.
All of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you can, it's so many things that you can do to avoid, like, getting pregnant. So, it's just like, we just got to do better, guys. We got to grow up. I mean, my son he'll be 7 in February. And, like, me and his dad, we, we deal with each other unprotected. But I'm not on birth control or anything like that. But that's because we're just really careful and we're just really like mindful about what we're doing even when we're in the act. So like I said, just grow up.
Okay, so to basically kind of go off of that, how do you feel, or step parents, like what's your take on how long it should take to meet the kids, or like the responsibility that comes with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think that as a step, I mean, I grew up in a single parent household, guys. My dad was not around. My mom did not have a stepfather for us. I think I would have liked a stepfather, though. I don't think that I would have been like opposed to that at all. I think that a good time for him to have meeting us is once he got and good enough with my mother to feel like, okay, now I'm ready to meet her children, because my mom has a lot of kids, you guys, 9 of us. So, I just feel like once he felt like he had that connection with my mom and he was ready to take that next step, then he could definitely meet us and so on and so forth. So if I did have a stepdad.
Do you feel like it's automatically, like, for step parents, their responsibility to help take care of the kids? Like you said, like, once they're locked in, they know they're doing this, like, I feel like some people put the responsibility on a person not knowing if they're even ready for that responsibility. Because, okay, so like for me, for example, like before I got with my boyfriend, I was really big on, and my boyfriend doesn't have kids, but I was really big on, like, I'm not dating nobody with kids.
Right.
That's just how I seen it, because me personally, I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah.
As well as I personally just you're going to always have some type of connection with your baby mom. Y'all got kids together. So that's your responsibility before me. So that was never my thing. But I feel like dating someone with a child, it takes a lot of work, because that's not your kid. But if you're with that person, that's automatically a part of your responsibility. That's just how I look at it.
And I was gonna say that, like, I think that if it is a situation where you meet somebody and you guys are able to have a conversation, and it's just like, listen, I'm not really, like, if you have children, this date was nice, but
exactly,
I'm not probably gonna see you after this because I don't date, But if I meet a guy and we go on a date and I'm not the girl who says, okay, well, I'm opposed to, taking, or being a step, whatever. I think that once I got deep enough in with that man, if he has his child for the weekend, of course it's my responsibility to watch that child. I ain't gonna be walking around, the kids sitting here crying. Exactly. Like, of course, like, if he leaves and go, I don't know, to the store or something, like, I have to watch.
We looking at each other, right?
Yeah, like, I can't just be like,
what you gonna do?
So I do think that if you decide to be with someone who has children, then when you are finally that deep in with them and you meet the kids and you guys are like, like, you're a step parent. So it definitely, in my opinion, it becomes your responsibility. You're a step parent, so it's the parent part for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not that you're a
step. You're not a parent, like. It just throws it off a little bit when you're not even a parent of your own yet.
But that's why you should know what you want to do, because like you said, because if I come to you and I tell you I have children and things like that, and then we get together and then we're all good, and then we're in the house one day and I ask you to buy the baby some McDonald's and you're like, well, that's not my baby. I'm going to just be like, well,
that baby ain't asking me to be here. That baby is.
So, yeah, sis, I don't know. I personally feel like
that's a tricky one on my end, because listen, I ain't got no kids. Like you said, I feel like, I'm not gonna say all women, but I do feel like some women are nurturers, so it's like an automatic thing, especially if you really love your partner, if you're really locked in with your partner, that does become a bonus, an add-on bonus. So it does become like your responsibility, because you can't be looking for this man to do everything for you, but he got a kid and you don't want to do anything
for the kid.
But I prefer not to date anyone with a kid.
And that's okay. And you know what's crazy? I think that like before I had my child, I was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like now that I have a kid, I can't
it
be
makes
like
sense because
I can't be like, oh, I ain't dating nobody with no kids.
Because it'll be a little contradicting.
But I could probably give I could throw some numbers out there. Like I definitely won't date a guy with 2 baby moms and 3 kids, and like I can have my picks of like how. But I don't feel like I can now be in a position to say like, oh, I'm not dating anybody with any kids. Cause I have a child.
I was about saying it completely makes sense on your part is because God forbid if somebody was to come up to you and say it's like, well, I got a kid of my own, so how am I going to tell somebody I can't date somebody with a kid because you dating me and I got a kid? So no, it definitely makes sense on your part. So. Yeah. No, absolutely. This was really good. I really enjoyed this.
Me too.
We need to start a podcast.
I know. It was so nice and juicy.
So, just to wrap everything up, again, follow all of Sarai's businesses. Follow her on Instagram. Subscribe to her YouTube. Thank you for watching. If you stuck out this far, you can, drop a little comment. Let us know what you think.
Comment below.
And, yeah. Look forward to see you on the next video.
Yes.
Who knows? It just might be another video with Sarai.
Okay, period. And I will be here, you guys.
Thank you, and see you next time. What is up, YouTube? My name is Daoni. For you all that don't know, I can put it in a dishwasher.